Well, we're starting our venture here in a small town called Turin. It's population 63. One of the things that I've kind of noticed at a lot of these small towns, whether it's Nebraska, Iowa, anywhere in the Midwest, you'll kind of see that patriotic theme. And this is a veteran park that's just right on the edge of town as you're coming in town. And I thought I'd stop here real quick. It's a busy little stretch of highway right here. You kind of notice cars kind of going back and forth, going zipping right past Turin, heading through the heart of the Loess Hills. Now, I will tell you as I start this video that this is probably the most scenic part of the entire drive. Now, the Little Sioux River is awesome. The little towns along the way are beautiful. But the further south you go, as you get into the Loess Hills, right, it gets a lot hillier. And it's kind of like a little piece of Appalachia, right? Only it's not mountains, it's hill country here in Iowa. But as I explore Turin, which I'm gonna do, it's gonna be real quick, population, what I say, 63, so small, but so beautiful, so perfect. And the Loess Hills, as I'll tell you a little bit more about, has got some significance to it. And you're gonna find out more about that as we go off to our next town after Turin, which is gonna be the little town of Little Sioux. But let's go ahead and take a stroll down in Turin. I just wanna show you some old buildings that are kind of on that main road. It's kind of their downtown area, but more so the old buildings really kind of have some character to them. So I kind of like to show them. I'll show that real quick and then we'll head off to our next town. And you got one of these loaner libraries. These are kind of cool. I always love seeing these in small towns. Looks like we got an old bank building here. It's one characteristic in a lot of these small, older towns. Let's take a quick look here. Well, Turin, we're starting things off, heading down the highway here. You kind of see behind me, we're gonna go all the way down through the Loess Hills. And very scenic, very beautiful, definitely worth the drive. We're on a scenic byway actually as you're kind of going through there, and you're gonna see why here in just a second. But like I said, Turin, 63, busy road. I've had cars just zooming past all the way. And they have this really cool consignment shop here. Looks like Second Turin, right beside me here. I really, really love what she was doing, or he was doing, whoever owns this shop. Looks like they kind of have these really cool things here. And I thought, wow, that's really cool. And they've got different wheels that they kind of put together and put them on a hay bale. They got lights. So obviously this lights up at nighttime. And of course they have this old building here. Somebody probably owns it and uses it for storage. Has some classic cars along the way. Not really a lot here in Turin, but that's okay. Small towns is what I love. When I get to those towns that are villages, right, that are under the population of 100, like Turin, which is like 63. Well, I discovered something very interesting here in Turin, that the remains unearthed at Turin are among the oldest ever uncovered in Iowa, believed to be 3,000 years old. So what am I talking about here? It looks like back in 1955 that they were removing some windblown silt deposits from the top of this gravel pit, and they saw a human skull. Wah! Right? And so all of a sudden they were kind of looking through it and found out. They ended up finding this third skeleton, it looks like, was found. And so a bunch of people. This is amazing. So they found a second, they found a third, and this was found about 15-20 feet from the first. So this became like a site, a major archaeological site actually, when they discovered this back in 1955. All here in Little Turin. This is amazing, and I love this little park that they have here. in the middle of the Loess Hills. Well, we are in the middle of the Loess Hills, and like I said before, these are some amazing hill formations. There's only 2 in the world, 1 in China, 1 in Western Iowa. This is one of them. Who said there weren't hills in Iowa? Because there is. And I'm climbing one right now. I'm almost out of breath here. I'm going to take you to the top of what is called Murray Hill, right outside of Little Sioux, Iowa. And I'll show you some quick views, and then we're going to head to Little Sioux next. You can see forever. Whew. Little Sioux's down that way. Missouri not too far behind. Well, we're at the tail end of our journey here, towns of the Little Sioux, and of course we're in the town of Little Sioux, population about 167, and I found this really cool store, and it's pretty historical actually, and right next to it, of course, they got the sign and the jail. What a really neat place. We're gonna walk down the street here. We're almost done with our journey. Next door to this town, they have another one called River Sioux. Unincorporated town, but it's pretty cool to see the historical significance the closer you get to the Missouri River, just how old some of these old river towns are. And I thought this building was also pretty striking. I always love it, like I said, I see the buildings and I see the year on it. It says 1891. That's pretty cool. Well, we just kind of head right down our street here, and it looks like we have an American Legion building, and I'm going to check that out because there was also some pretty cool stuff. Look at this. I'm walking right down the street. Little town. You got to love it. Now, we're in the heart of the Loess Hills. And if you don't know what the Loess Hills are, there's only 2 of these kind of hill formations in the world. One's in China and one's here in Western Iowa. And so as we go through this area, you'll notice the Loess Hills. And of course, I talked about it in our last town, but I will show you some more footage because it's just gorgeous. It's beautiful in this area. And here it is, post 410, Little Sioux. Look how they honor all their veterans. Got the Mexican War here, Spanish-American War, of course, World War I, Civil War. I just love how they did this. Somebody took the time to put that on wood. That's amazing. Well, this is an interesting looking building. Murray Hall, 1877. Looks like it's on historic Murray Hill Drive. I got a little sign here. We're going to check it out. I don't know much about this, but this is pretty interesting. Look at this, old jail. Boy, that doesn't give you much space, does it? Makes jail not look very pretty. So Murray Hall, which is also known as Murray General Merchandise Store, housed a thriving general store on its ground floor and a second floor meeting space used by the Grand Army of the Republic, Civil War veterans, and the local chapters of the Independent Order of Odd Fellows. So there's the history there. The 1877 wooden building is a rare example of the two-story false front of a boomtown commercial building. That's pretty neat. Little Sioux, a Midwest small town. We're gonna head off to our next town. It's just right down the road, River Sioux, and they're very connected. Not very many people at the unincorporated town of River Sioux, but we're gonna go through there, and of course, right to where the Little Sioux and the Missouri River connect at the tail end of our adventure. It's been fun, for sure. But this is Little Sioux. Let's head to the next one. Well, we made it towards the end of our trek here. We're at the Missouri River. The Little Sioux behind me here. If I just turn right around for you here. Kind of see, it's kind of coming on down. And we're just kind of ending our video series here where we just kind of made our way down all the towns along the Little Sioux River, all the way down to Missouri. Our last one, River Sioux, which is just right outside of Little Sioux. And of course, here we are at the end of it. This has been a fun adventure. More adventures to come, of course, as we have other videos to come. I really appreciate you guys following along. If you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so. And of course, like we always say here on our channel here at Midwest Small Town, go small, come home. This is Midwest Small Town.